UrbanBroadcastMedia.com, Chicago.
And around the world where your voice is heard. This is UBM Talk.
The 85th Annual Bud Billiken Day Parade and Picnic happens this Saturday, August 9th on King Drive in Chicago. Urban Broadcast Media will simulcast the parade with a live radio and web presentation at UrbanBroadcastMedia.com. Check out the live simulcast starting at 10 a.m. Central. See and hear from the nation's biggest celebrities and politicians as hosted by UBM Radio's own personalities. Watch The Damon Williams Show, Chris Bass, Trey the Chocolate Jar, Three's Company Radio, Two Different Views, Rated Life, Turn Up Radio, Diva MD, City Life, The D. Curtis Randall Show, Reverend Dr. Leon Finney, and Darian King from Robbins Insurance. This is brought to you by Robbins Insurance Agency since 1947, providing insurance for churches, businesses, and families. Comprehensive insurance packages designed for faith communities across the country. Dial 773-783-6060 or visit their site at robbins-insurance.com. This Saturday, listen to UBM Talk, UBM Jams, and UBM Praise for a live broadcast of the 85th Annual Bud Billiken Day Parade.
Join Dee Dee Osobor every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for My Sister Talking as we discuss the issues and disparities of women in recovery. Plug in to hear about different experiences and success stories from people who have overcome the challenges of reconnecting with society, family, friends, and have repaid their path. Heal your own heart and spirit by joining the conversation with My Sister Talking every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on UBM Talk.
Hey everybody, check us out Monday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the new radio show Rated Life with
it's your boy Morris Spicer,
your boy Dex Pierce, Mrs. Just My Thoughts,
Pat Price,
and me, your girl Lex.
Lex, what are we gonna be talking about?
Everything is life, yes.
Wait, no, I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for Rated Life.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for Rated Life.
I ain't gonna do it.
Anyway, just make sure that you tune in to UBM Talk at UrbanBroadcastMedia.com and join our Rated Life Facebook page for more information. It's Rated Life, y'all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zoe. I'm the host of the Hearts of Men Intimate Talk Hour, heard every Saturday at 5 o'clock on UBM Talk. This hour is designed to motivate, inspire, reclaim, encourage, and most of all, deliver the hurting hearts of all men. For more information, email us at theheartsofmen@gmail.com. And don't forget, follow us every Saturday at 5 p.m. on UBM Talk.
Hello, this is Reverend Rick McCain, and I'm here with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, and we're the hosts of the Let's Stay Together show.
That's right, baby, where you learn the rhythms of all relationships. We are bringing Holy Ghost fun to the internet and changing the way people communicate about quiet storms within their lives. We believe that to know our glory, you have to know what, baby?
Our backstory.
So come and take a ride on the McCain train every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Woo, woo!
The following show is paid programming and does not necessarily express the views and opinions of Urban Broadcast Media and its subsidiaries.
Thank you for listening to UBM Talk.
Host. Hey, good evening. I'm up there just talking. Ain't no mic next to me. Good evening, and I'm your host for the Let's Stay Together show. I'm your host, Reverend Rick McCain, and I'm here with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain. Baby, how you doing? I know you ain't doing that great because of what happened to us today, but let's fake it until we make it. How you doing, girl?
Hey, y'all, I am doing wonderful.
Hey, all right.
Okay, I'm doing my little spiel to get through this because we're going to have a great show.
Yes,
we
are.
We are professionals.
We're going to have a banging show.
Don't even play with me with words like that. Okay, welcome to the Let's Stay Together Talk radio show where we learn the rhythms of all relationships, and to know our glory, you have to know our backstory, and you really need to know our backstory today. But however, tonight's topic is about singles dating. Is it a match or a mistake? Let's face it, it's hard trying to find the right one. Dating can be very questionable no matter the age. You have to deal with the hookup culture while casual sex is the norm. Then there's this thing called expectations. What the heck is that? Are we on the same page? Do we want the same thing out of this relationship? Or has technology ruined the relationships? the digital letdown. We have become so dependent on technology to communicate with each other that texting, and I believe it's called emoji or emoji or whatever it is pictures that convey actual emotions. I'm old school. FaceTime is priceless. There's nothing that holds more power than actual conversation than deciphering a darn text message. Feelings, don't catch them. When did emotionally unavailable become a thing and having emotions and intimacy became a thing of the past? Lastly, another phenomenon is who holds the power in a relationship.
Yes.
Really? Who hold the power? Y'all know the women. No, I mean, well, anyway, I just want to date. I want to make plans to go to a show and a dinner and meet the parents. Yes, I said it. Meet the parents and see if it's a match or a mistake. To share more about singles dating our guests tonight on the McCain train. Give me a woo-woo, make me feel good, people. Woo-woo! Okay, we got Jamie Howard. She's a 21-year-old senior at Bradley University. She's the only one I'm going to say age, too, because she's still young. She was majoring in early childhood education with a concentration in English. You go, beautiful. Then I'm going to say, we're going to flip it to the men. We have Mr. Mario Marcel in the house, an upcoming actor, director, writer, producer, and entrepreneur. He will be launching his new Chicago-based drama, Kingdom City, in 2015. Give him a woo-woo. Woo-woo. And then we have the sexy, gorgeous Crystal Thomas, and I can't say sexy, flight attendant that offers support and encouragement to women during their season of singleness with phone prayer for single ladies called 7 Minutes with God. Then, as I say, we have the Speaker of the House, Mr. Marcus Carter, the speaker and goal coach, and yes, one of my own, the author. Give him a hand clap. Yay. However, if you want to learn more about our guests, please go to letsstaytogethershow.webs.com. Their bio is listed, and it is so good and juicy. So we ready to get the show rolling, baby?
Let's do it, girl.
You know what, sweetheart?
What's up?
I forgot to say the word because we got to have the word after all of this.
You ain't forgot it. You just didn't get to it.
I'm going to get to it. I always give us the word. 2 Corinthians 6:14-15 says about dating. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness, or what fellowship has light with darkness? What accord, oh Lord, what accord has Christ with Belial? Or what portion does a believer share with an unbeliever?
Hey, you know what? And that's something about dating that I love to talk about, is that all of that talking that you were doing before we did anything else, that was a lot of talking. You know that, don't you?
No. It didn't seem like a lot.
Men, I'm just letting y'all know, get ready, because that's what you got to deal with. That's a lot of talking you got to do. I'm just joking around there, just trying to make a little humor with the situation. We had we're talking about single dating, and we're going to go around the thing before the mic hits me in the face again. We had a situation just earlier where we had like a incident where we didn't think we was going to make it here, but we thank God that we made it here, and we're here today to talk about singles. We're talking about single dating. Is it a match or mistake? And so I'm going to go to the ones who my wife said controls the thing, the men. We're going to go to the men, because my wife said that the men, you did say the men control the thing.
Said women
okay, she said the men control the thing. So I'm going to go to the men. And you know what? I haven't been dating in a long time. It's been like almost 20-some odd years, 25, 26, something like that. I don't know what it feels to be dating anymore. Talk to me. Talk to the brothers out there. Talk to the ladies out there. And I'm going to start off with Marcus first. Talk to them, to people out there. How is it with dating in today's world? Pull that mic to you, man.
And I feel like I need to prepare myself because I'm about to jump off a bridge right now. It's a jungle out there. Just like it's
What that song says, you make me wonder so time to keep it going under, huh?
Anybody that's familiar with what's going on in Chicago right now, the dating world is a small microcosm of that. You never know what can happen when you walk outside your door. You got to be prepared. It helps a lot if you are grounded in Christ. But you just really, really have to be on your P's and Q's. And you have to really, really know who you are, because trying to let somebody else in, you got to be careful what they're bringing with them. And you got to really, really know who you are. And that's the easiest way I can put it without going into like a 45-minute diatribe that will cover your whole show. So I'm going to leave it there.
Mr. Marcel, talk to me, man. Talk to me about dating in this year, 2014.
I think the dating is pretty much like life is what you make of it. And you have a lot of, anything you do is going to have the hurdles and the bumps. So I just think that if you can get past the hurdles and the bumps, then things can be profitable and things can be great for you. So, but, now, things have changed from what it used to be. You have a lot of things you have to be aware of, good and bad. But I just think that it all depends on if two people come on that same accord knowing what they want and they pursue what they want, then you shouldn't really have any major problems. Okay, so those are some clean answers. I'm just leave it there for right now. So I'm gonna go to Crystal right now. Crystal, talk to me over there. Crystal, tell me about how it is with dating in 2014.
Dating in 2014 sucks. It sucks. It's bad on so many different levels. Things that your generation didn't have to deal with, our generation has to. Some of the questions that we now have to answer are not do you like women, but do you like men too? You know what I mean? Like some of the questions that we never had to answer before, we have to answer now. Do you like dogs? Do you like, you know what I mean? Because we've gone so far beyond just tell me about yourself, tell me your sign, tell me about your family. It's tell me about your darker things that you're doing behind the scenes. Like, are you on the down low? How
many diseases you have?
Exactly,
Let's just break it down.
exactly. So a lot of the things that you didn't have to deal with generations past, we have to deal with now. And technology is one of them that has broken down communication barriers, which Brenda was talking about in the intro about texting. Texting is a horrible thing that has been introduced into dating because it makes people cowards. It makes people not communicate with one another, which forms that huge communication breakdown in dating. So dating sucks. It's hard out here because it's slim pickings, because so many people are now dating the opposite sex. So as a woman,
say it isn't so.
As a woman, that's probably half of our men are locked up, and then the other half are messing around with men. So you're kind of stuck. Just you and Christ.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go over there to my baby girl, Jamie over there. Talk to me a little bit about dating. You're a college girl out there, you got all these men out there that just love, because she's a beautiful young lady. Talk to me about how it is to date in 2014.
I agree with Crystal. It is hard. To me, dating isn't actually dating anymore. It's people say, oh, let's go hang out, let's chill, let's kick it. It's not, let's go catch a movie, let's go grab something to eat. You're always with other people, which makes it harder for you to really get to know that other person. And then especially with being away at school, getting to know somebody, you got to make sure that this guy that you're into isn't trying to get to know you and at the same time get to know the girl that lives 2 doors down. You got to make sure people are on the same page. Like, you'll get some people that are like, oh, well, these are your selfish years. You just want to go out. You want to have fun. But then you got other people who are like, well, I'm looking for something to build. This is the time where I feel like we need to start looking to settle down. So you got to make sure that you're on the same page as people. It gets really hard. Like she said, it's slim pickings.
And I'm going to tell you, I like the girls' answers. Y'all was a little bit too safe with me, man. Y'all know y'all was too safe. In my day, and I'm going to let my wife ask a question. In my day, I could take a girl to McDonald's and everything okay. You take a girl to McDonald's now, you done lost the date. Okay?
Take me somewhere.
Yeah, no. You lost the date. Come on now. Y'all know if I took you to McDonald's the first time, I'm through.
But the thing about that is, did you plan to take at least
Yes.
you plan to take me somewhere? You know what I mean? It's not like
You plan to date.
You plan to date. Like it's not like what you want to do? Well, what you want to do? Well, no woman wants to go back and forth about that. You took the initiative to say, hey, let's go to McDonald's. That's cool. I'm cool with sharing a Big Mac.
Okay, so now, Crystal, are you cool with it? But are women, talk to me, man, are women in general cool with that? You take to McDonald's, what happens?
I think even for us, for y'all saying the men were a little bit quiet, I think the roles that people take in today's society are different. Like women are a lot more outspoken than they may have been 20, 30 years ago when you may have said, okay, I'm going to be quiet, let him do everything. And then as a man, like even asking that question, you got to feel your way through because you can come off too strong and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You come off too quiet and that's whoa, 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 where you just learn to be a little bit more reserved, fill the room out because you're being paid attention to.
Go ahead, man. Talk to me.
I think that what it is that number one is that, you have some women that's trying to wear both have hats in a relationship or when you're dating somebody. Is that if you're going to be with a guy, you're going to be with a guy. And let's just be real, a guy's not going to let a woman just totally control him. That's just not going to happen. So if you're going to let me plan a date, I'm going to plan a date because, the thing of it is that if the woman wants to be with a strong guy, she has to learn how to let that man lead. And I think that's what's going on is that they don't let the man lead.
But
okay, well, let me.
No, I want to get this let's get ready to rumble thing going on.
Interject. Let Queen Bee in her house
because,
interject
when she said, far as McDonald's or things. I think what the problem is, I don't think it's not what you're doing is the problem. It's the person that you with. Because it can be something that you want to do, but if you're not feeling that person, it's not going to work.
Okay, let's go back to a woman need to know how to let a man lead. Mm-hmm. Okay, one, she have to have a confidence that the man is leading her correctly. Because one thing with a woman, when we see an insecure man or a man who ain't on his game, we sort of take over and take charge. And that could be nerve-wracking to men. We have our roles. A woman know her place and a man know his. But when he's not in place, a woman step out of place.
Well, what happened to that woman being a helpmate and helping that brother?
She is helping him.
When he's a little bit, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do.
When she's stepping out of her place, she is helping him to get back into his place.
So she steps out of her place to help him.
Yes, she does.
But what about
I don't know about that.
But what about when he's not stepping out of his place, though, when he's taking care of his business?
When he's handling his own.
And they listen
but
to
you
him.
know what? But when you're handling your own, I have no reason to step out of my
Thank you,
place.
sister.
So I have no reason. When you're taking the initiative to plan a date or be thoughtful or be intentional, I have no reason to go around you and plan a date or be thoughtful or be intentional and say, hey, we should do X, Y, and Z. Or no, not even we should. This is what we're going to do because you're not doing anything.
Well, let me do this right now. I just want to do this real quick. For those of you all who are listening to this show and you want to be a part of this debate, let's call right now, 312-754-4333. Call in right now. Men, call in. Women, call in. Give us your opinion about dating. Is it a match or a mistake? Baby, you got something you want to say real quick? Go to your question.
I'm going to go to a question because Mario almost took me there.
Mario was all right. He was telling the man point of view.
That's the thing. See, most women can't handle the truth.
He going to take me. That's not a good day.
No, it needs to be something said there, like for some reason this conversation has turned into a debate.
Okay, so I'm about to, but you know what? I'm about to bring it back.
It went there real fast, but why is this a debate? It should be
I don't know how to act right. That's
finding the right answer should be more important than which side it's coming from.
I like that.
Is there a right or wrong answer? Like, I'm a woman, you're a man. We think completely differently.
Totally.
So I don't think we'll ever come to a
agreement on
right, quote unquote, a right answer. We look at things completely differently. It doesn't mean that you're right or I'm wrong.
To where we need to get to doesn't matter if we ever figure that out. It's about getting somewhere collectively, as opposed to like who says what. We're different. That's what makes it beautiful.
Okay, we're gonna stop right now because we got one of our Facebook persons want to say something. Tracy, go ahead, girl.
Okay, going back to where we take people for a date. Sandra says, "I'm cool with McDonald's as long as it's not an every date adventure."
Thank you, Sandra.
That's right, Sandra. Love you, Sandra.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You make sure you do it once a week, brother. That's all you got to do. Once a week.
Well, as long as she's eating in her belly
once
full,
a week. That means
okay.
You know what? That means you got a good woman. You can save you some money, and she okay with McDonald's once a week. It could be Burger King the next time, Wendy's the next time. You all right?
Don't get extra now. Don't get extra.
Well, I'm gonna go on to my question. I'm gonna lighten it up for Mario and Marcus so they can handle us.
Don't be jumping on the men.
I'm gonna lighten this up, but I'm gonna go to Miss Jamie first. Is physical attraction really high on the list?
Okay, so for me personally, physical attraction is like toward the middle because looks are not everything. You can be the cutest guy walking the earth, but if your attitude is not where it needs to be and you aren't where you need to be, then we aren't going to be where we should be. However, if I don't know you, then yes, physical attraction is going to be one of the first things that draw me to you to say, oh, okay, let's get to know each other. But at the same time, if me and a guy are friends and I'm like, oh, okay, you're not the cutest guy, but the way you treat me, your personality, I can get with that, then feelings may start to develop and we can move forward. So it's not high on the list, but occasionally it may matter a little.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. If I'm dating you, let me tell you this. If I'm dating you, please don't tell me I'm not the cutest person in the room.
I won't, because if your personality, like it has happened.
I know what you're talking about.
Your personality can make you look so much, not so much better, but it makes you look better. You can be the cutest person on earth. And the moment you say the wrong thing, your attraction level has gone down 5 points, and it's over.
Hey, I think that you got it. Is that going to Crystal next? That's the question you got?
I want to see because Marcus look like he has.
I know Marcus I know Marcus and Marcel have something to say. Go ahead, man.
I'm always intrigued when a woman says, "It's not looks. It's not looks that makes."
It's not.
Like I don't per se believe it because I think when you first meet a person, that has to be what attracts you. And I would even ask, we got Rick, you're married. I got to think somewhere along the line, those days when it's like, what did I do? That you can look across and say like, hey, at least he look good. That get you through some days. Even if y'all can't agree, it got to be like, damn, my baby look good, or look at my husband. That's a fine man. That got to get you through some days because some days it's not just going to be a perfect compromise.
Well, I do want to say this right quick, though. It's totally different. Like Crystal was saying, men and women going to see it totally different. Mm-hmm. Women, that's not very high on our list. We love to be attracted to. No, before you even say something, though, Maria. Women, we do like attractive men, but men, you guys are so visual. Yes. That's not us. We look like, okay, y'all some fine brothers in here, but you're clean cut fine, is what I'm saying. It's levels of fine. And with women, we like, you know what, if he treat me right, and thank God I am attracted to my husband, but what got me sold on Rick was his reputation of how he treat his women. And I was like, if I get with him, he's going to treat me right. No, you know what? You watch yourself.
Well, question across, was that a progression over time that you say, I'm not going to look at looks anymore because that got you in trouble? Or was that like, okay?
I never was that way. I always went for the heart. Being honest, Rick, you know I love you, no disrespect to you, but before him, it's been some dogmatic men. People used to say, how are you with her? It's the way he made me feel. Yeah. And when I had that feeling, I was like, oh, my God, it's nothing I would not do for that person.
I mean, the first attraction is physical attraction, no doubt.
But it's not 100%.
No, it's not 100%, but it plays a part up in that because when you meet somebody, the first thing that attracts you to you is the physical attraction. You just can't walk up and say, hey, I like your personality because you don't know that.
Nope, it's
okay, so stop. True. So, Crystal, say what you got to say real quick.
Okay, that's not necessarily true. I get where you're coming from, but you're a man. Right. You're visual. Men are visual. That's just how you're made. Women, it's something else about you that makes you attractive. I can look at you and be like, he's not that cute, but I love the way he dressed, or he got swag, or he's really nice, or he's really kind, and then that is what makes me attracted to you. There's been a person that I fell hard for. When I first met him, I was not attracted to him. I was like, it was just something about him. I was like, he wasn't the cutest person. Okay, I'm not going to even say he wasn't cute. He was not my quote-unquote type. It wasn't something that I would normally go for. But after spending time with him, he became the finest person in the world to me because of who he was, not necessarily because of what he looked like. And I was attracted to that because...
Stop. Okay. This is what I want to say here real quick. Men, let's be honest with each other. Physical attraction is number one on our list.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's number one on our list, right?
It's like it's the gateway drug that leads you to everything that she's talking about. Like, how do you get to a point where you're spinning? Well, not even. It's not that I'm visual, but that's just the physics of it. I see you to even get to a point where, like, I get to know you, and we go out again for coffee, and we just meet for something to eat.
What if we work together? You don't get to know me. You just know me from the office.
But what inspires that? What inspires that person to say, like, I want to know more about that person to find out about the swag?
And you've seen my interaction at work. But you've seen. That's what I'm saying. It's physical, not because of the way I look. It's because of other attributes about me that you saw. You like the way that I dress, or you like how kind I was, or you like how I handle myself in a business meeting. And you're like, man, At first, I wasn't even looking at her like that. Now I'm looking at her like, dang, like that. Tell me that has not happened to you. Somebody who you didn't think was fine at first, and then all of a sudden, after you experienced something about her, you looked at her and was like, man, I wasn't even feeling her like that.
Happened?
That's happened. Hey, hold on. You know what? We've got to bring this back in for a second. I know you got another question that you want to go to because we ain't got nothing but an hour show here, and we already took about 30 minutes of it. But we do know women have always said that they look at more than the physical, and men have always physical first. That's just the way we're made. We're physical first. I don't want you to say nothing yet. I want you to wait for it. Okay. That we're physical first. We're always physical first. But I got to go to my baby because this is my queen. So I'm going to make sure she taken care of because this is who I'm going home with. So, baby, you go to your next question or finish up that question you got.
I'm going to go around the table
okay.
in one sentence. What is the deal breaker when it comes to getting to know someone? Mine is they cannot smoke.
And I'm going to go to him first because he got something he got to say.
No.
Oh, now you want to hear them now. Okay. So, Krista, go ahead.
So are we talking about deal breakers in dating someone? For me, it's inconsistency. I don't like people, and I'm learning this about myself. I don't like the in and out. Either let your yes be yes and your no be no. If you're going to be with me, we together. If you're not going to be with me, then we not together. Don't be coming back and forth. Oh, let's hang out, let's not hang out. And I'm learning this. This is recent developments within my life that I'm realizing I cannot deal with inconsistency. There's a lot of stuff I can deal with, but inconsistency is starting to be my deal breaker.
Go ahead, Jamie. Come on.
Crystal took my answer.
There's a whole bunch I could give you.
Yeah, mine was really lack of consistency, but I also don't overstep your boundaries too soon. Like, if you come too clingy too fast, you've known me for 2 days and you're calling me baby. I'm not your baby. You probably don't even know my last name yet. Right. Don't overstep your boundary too soon. Just keep it to, we're trying to get to know each other. Let's move at a slow and steady pace. Be consistent, but don't be clingy.
There you go.
Okay, Marcus, come on, man. What's your cut him off period?
As I start to mature from to not just being figuring out or picking potential mates with my eyes, I pay attention to how a person processes information. That means the world to me. Like, if I'm dealing with you and, like, when you get upset, it might make you go slash a tire, even if you got good reason. That don't make sense. So how you process information, what you do when you're angry, how you respond to certain situations, that lets me know something because not everything's going to be perfect. If I call and say I'm working late, that don't mean that I'm doing this. If I'm not in the mood to do X, Y, Z, that doesn't mean I'm doing this. And how you deal with those types of things, that lets me know a lot. That's a big deal breaker.
So, I'm laughing at Jamie over there because you said slash a tire. You know a woman will slash a brother's tire. Come on, now. You know, when you said that, you I know you won't. You've been raised better. You bet not.
And that's what
but you do know you got some women. I've known some slash, break, everything. So that does happen. But go ahead, Mario.
Mine is one that every man can agree with me on this. And
Let's see.
Is one is that for a woman who don't listen. Who don't listen.
Like every woman.
No, who don't listen.
What did he say?
A woman who don't listen. Who don't listen. Who just be running off at the. What I mean by is a woman who don't listen. That when we tell you something, then that means you're not listening to what we say instead of just running off at the mouth. Just listen to what we telling you.
All right, you just heard that. We've got to go to our commercial break. A woman that don't listen. We got women out there that don't like that. Give us a call. We're going to go to the station identification break. You've been listening to the Let's Stay Together show. Come back in a second.
The 85th Annual Bud Billiken Day Parade and Picnic happens this Saturday, August 9th on King Drive in Chicago. Urban Broadcast Media will simulcast the parade with a live radio and web presentation at urbanbroadcastmedia.com. Check out the live simulcast starting at 10 a.m. Central. See and hear from the nation's biggest celebrities and politicians as hosted by UBM Radio's own personalities. Watch The Damon Williams Show, Chris Bass, Trey the Chocolate Job, Three's Company Radio, Two Different Views, Rated Life, Turn Up Radio, Diva MD, City Life, The D. Curtis Randall Show, Reverend Dr. Leon Finney, and Darian King from Robbins Insurance. This is brought to you by Robbins Insurance Agency since 1947, providing insurance for churches, businesses, and families. Comprehensive insurance packages designed for faith communities across the country. Dial 773-783-6060 or visit their site at robbins-insurance.com. This Saturday, listen to UBM Talk, UBM Jams, and UBM Praise for a live broadcast of the 85th Annual Bud Billiken Day Parade.
Tune in to City Life on UBM Talk, representing urban life, our city, our people, one love, with commentary by Nina D. and CJ. Your pathway to insight, awareness, and unity. The heart of City Life. Tune in Thursdays 8 to 9 on UBM Talk. That's City Life, Thursdays 8 to 9 on UBM Talk. Let's get it.
My name is Coach Thomas. I am a fitness, health, and nutrition coach and member of the Illinois Governor's Council on Health and Physical Fitness. Make sure you check out Change for the Better with Coach Thomas Sunday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. We will discuss topics and feature guests that will give you helpful tips and advice on how to create healthier habits that will lead to a healthier lifestyle. Make sure you check out Change for the Better with Coach Thomas, where we focus on healthy kids and healthy communities.
Tune in to Change for the Better with Coach Thomas, Sundays 7 to 8 p.m. only on Urban Broadcast Media.
Hello, this is Leon Finney, your host of Another Perspective on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com. We are the voice of Black America. Join me and my guests every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. as we discuss the issues that impact Black America. Tune in to UBM Talk on UrbanBroadcastMedia.com, the simulcast on our affiliate station WBON 1690 AM. That's Another Perspective every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. And you can run and tell that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zoe. I'm the host of the Hearts of Men Intimate Talk Hour, heard every Saturday at 5 o'clock on UBM Talk. This hour is designed to motivate, inspire, reclaim, encourage, and most of all, deliver the hurting hearts of all men. For more information, email us at theheartsofmen@gmail.com. And don't forget, follow us every Saturday at 5 p.m. on UBM Talk.
Urban Broadcast Media, proudly broadcasting from studios located in the Bronzeville community in the city of Chicago. Heard around the world at urbanbroadcastmedia.com. UBM Talk, servicing the community and beyond.
Hey, welcome back to the Let's Stay Together show. If you missed the first half hour, man, you missed a blast. We had a lot of things going on. Hey, we got a call on the line right now. Hey, Miss McCoy, give us a second. We're going to come right to you. We're going to go to our announcements. If you can just hold on for a second. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to bring you in right now. We're just going to bring you in right now. We've got, is it Chastity? I'm probably saying that wrong. Miss McCoy, how you doing? Charity, okay.
Hey, cuz.
Hey, we ain't nobody cousin. You calling on this show? What you calling about, woman? Hey, how you doing? What you got to say about this topic?
I want to say that when it comes to dating, what I realize, if it's a match or a mistake, it relies on an acronym I heard a pastor say, and it's called SMIRK.
Break it down.
S is for sex. M is for money.
Read that thing, girl.
I is for intangibles. R is for respect. And K is for kids. So when it comes to those subjects, it's a match if we are compatible and we agree on majority of those things. or we can compromise. Either we can agree or compromise. And it's a mixed match if we don't.
So you just
That's what I wanted to get.
So basically what you're saying is that the woman's supposed to listen.
Oh, wow.
Not what she said.
I'm joking. You know, hey, you know what? I like the fact that you said that the pastor said that. Anybody got anything to say about that before we go on, baby?
I love the fact that the acronym SMIRK had a lot of validity to it. Instead of twerking, ladies, let's start smirking, okay? If they are going to be a match for us, they have to always know that it's compromising, you said, Charity? They have to learn how to compromise. Or if you don't get along, leave it alone. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's going to be a match or a mistake.
Stay on the line. And we'll continue to listen, babe. I'm going to make these announcements real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate you. We're going to keep you on the line, but we appreciate you giving us a call, okay?
But keep listening to the show.
All right. Love y'all.
All right, love you too. Take care.
Okay, these announcements. Next week's show, if you think this is wild and crazy on the McCain train, seniors will be dating.
Seniors are coming on the show. They're gonna be live, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be livelier than them. And they're saying we're still here. Seniors just want to have fun. That's what they want to get it on and have fun. And we also want to say thank you to our first Indiegogo contributor, Rufus Cunningham, for his donation.
Thank you,
hope
man.
you're listening, Rufus.
Yeah, I know that Rufus is listening if you can get through. Hey, we gotta go somewhere real quick. I know my wife got a question on there, but you got to throw one of those questions in. I got to get one of these questions in about relationships with sex, the do's and the don'ts. So,
okay, let me go on to this one.
Go with your question then.
This question is, does a person's employment status or career matters when dating?
That should be quick, yeah. Ladies?
No.
It don't?
Well, she's still in college, so she's still finding her way. No, I can see no with you because you're finding your
But that's her answer. Let her have her answer.
I agree with her.
Huh?
I said that's mostly the reasoning behind it. Like, if you're unemployed now, but you're working towards something, you have goals, you have ambitions, you're not just sitting on your mama's couch every day, I can work with you.
Don't be talking about me sitting on my mama's couch.
I mean, I sit on my mama's couch. It's okay. But as long as you're working towards something, like you want to eventually be able to do something, that's fine. Everybody hit a down point sometimes. As long as you can get back up, you good.
All right, Krista, talk to me.
I agree with her, and I say no. Because if you're dating somebody with the potential of wanting to marry them, then they need to be bringing something to the table, too, whether they're entrepreneur or pause, because now I do know that there's a new generation breeding where women are making the bread and the butter, and there are men that are stay-at-home dads. So it just depends on the situation, but I'm willing to work with you. I'm not saying that if I meet you and you're unemployed, you're completely off limits. But I'm willing to work with you. But you do need a job.
Go ahead, Marcus.
For me personally, no. In the secular sense, in the flesh sense, I was at my best material-wise when I was at my worst, morally, spiritually. And now, how I feel right now, I can't buy the things that I used to buy. But I wouldn't have gave Marcus the time of day, even as a friend a few years ago. Whereas now, I would introduce Marcus to my daughter. Okay, so no, and a lot of people in my age bracket, we are hitting that point where things in life matter differently to us, and we're making different decisions. And who we were before then isn't who we are right now. And a lot of people I know are at that point, myself included. So no.
My thing is like what the ladies were saying. Like I can say that it doesn't matter, but at the same time, if you're working towards something, it's a difference when you're working towards something. But if you have a person that's not working towards something and trying to come in and trying to take over your stuff, then that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Can't covet your stuff.
We agree.
Right.
1 out of 100.
Okay, guys, I know everybody should know this is Tracy by now. But I'm not sure how to take this comment, gentlemen. It might be directed to you, but Josh says, I need to be in on that debate because I'd school those young fellas. Not sure how to
Wow. School us on what?
Hey, Josh, we got a telephone call here, man. You can call us at 312-754-4333 and school us all.
Yeah, tell Josh to call up here.
So, this is what I got to ask right now because, when Crystal said something, when in the time that I was dating, when I was single, long ago, I was always dating to get married. That's the only thing that I was looking for, to dating and get married. Men or relationships or singles now don't seem to have that same kind of philosophy. Sex was not the number one thing for me. It was finding a mate. But now it seems like the sexual relationship is more prevalent now than ever to me. So I want to know about the sex in a single relationship. Now, as a preacher, I'm going to tell you all you shouldn't be having any sex. But you know you are. You know you are. That's what you're doing. We tell the truth, shame the devil. But ladies, I want to talk to you about the men, the pressure that you have in a single relationship with a man that wants to have a sexual relationship before they know who you are. I'm going to the ladies first. So, Jamie, talk to me.
That's where mommy's
I don't,
speaking.
but my mom distracted me looking at me. Can you repeat the question?
So that was a long question. Men who are, and Tracy, stop looking at your daughter. She should be able to answer questions. We need to put Tracy out the room right now.
Out the room, Tracy.
Men with the pressure of wanting to have a sexual relationship before they know you as an individual.
I feel like those are the times where, kind of like somebody mentioned earlier, where you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself and what you want out of it. If you're uncomfortable with that, then you have to let that be known in the beginning. If he tries to come on to you, you have to let him know, I don't know you, you don't know me. We need to take this slow. The pressure is going to be there because everybody has hormones. It's going to be there, peer pressure, but you kind of have to know yourself and know what you want out of it. If you want him to respect you, respect yourself. And I'm not saying that if you have sex early, you don't respect yourself, but you kind of have to do what you want them to do. You kind of lead and they'll follow a little. So if you make sure that you keep it to where we have to know each other first and then move slowly, and they get that, then you guys are on the same page. If not, you need to talk about it, or then that's not the relationship that you need to be in at the moment.
Amen.
Marcus, why you scrunching?
I know,
let's go man, woman. Marcus, talk to me. I'm going to go to Marcus, and I'm going to go to Krista.
Sex is a really important topic, but I think women are so involved, so sex heavy on the brain that it gets like really out of control. It really does. Like this conversation here, like before you go do this, there's this game plan of sex come up. If you try to do this and this happens and then this happens, I got to do that and then this happened and this happened. Like, and then they'll say a guy has sex on the brain. No, that sounds like sex overload, whether you're having it or not. Just like sex overload in 1,001 different directions about what might not happen. I don't think about sex like that when I meet a woman. Like, okay, obviously if I'm physically attracted to you, it's crossed my mind, but not to a point where like, well, if she does this and she touched my arm, I'm going to do this. And if she says this, then we got to talk about this. And then we got to talk about this. I'm not that, it don't go that far.
Go ahead, Jamie, respond to that.
That's not what I meant at
all. It's not what she meant.
Like, you're right. Some females do have sex on the brain just as much. And it's not like you need to have a game plan. But it's like if you go into this knowing, like some people are like that. Some people get approached where sex comes up a lot, so you have to know how to handle yourself if the situation does come up. I'm not saying have a game plan because nobody wants to sit there like, okay, if he touches my leg, he has to go. It's not like that. It's just kind of to set a line. Like you have to know what lines should or shouldn't be crossed so that when you are in it, you don't feel pressured to make a move you don't really want to make. You just got to know. I can't think about it right now. Yeah, like know your limits.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Crystal, let me go to Crystal because I got another question I want to throw in before my baby get her next question.
I think the word Jamie was looking for is boundaries. I am not having sex. I am practicing abstinence until I get married.
I like you, girl. You know I like you. You my girl.
I have had sex, and when I decided to stop, the guy I was dating decided that he couldn't get down with that particular train, which was totally fine with me because it made me realize the value in our relationship. You know what I mean? Because if he valued me in our relationship, then he would value that decision. We'd still be together. With that being said, I don't feel like there is added pressure for me because I am practicing abstinence. That is something that comes up right away early on in our dating conversations, and it helps me to weed out the people who are just trying to hit.
Mario, talk to me, man.
I think that when it comes to sex, first of all, I look at my philosophy I always lead by is that you always expect the unexpected. Because a lot of times, you can't, most people try going and say, I ain't going to do this, I ain't going to do that, I ain't going to do this, all that, and then wind up things started happening. I look at it as like if you actually feeling that person and y'all feeling each other, you really can't block or stop things from happening.
You can
you
create boundaries, though.
You can create boundaries, but, a lot of times boundaries are made to be broken. So what I'm saying is not all about sex.
Then that's not a boundary.
No, because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, because how many people we know that said, I'm not going to do this and I'm going to do that, and they wind up in doing it.
I love these.
That means
No.
That's your own desire in the back of your head. You knew you was going.
No, not necessarily.
Yes, necessary.
So let me ask this. So let's say this. So we've crossed the boundary, and you all have decided that you're going to have sexual relationships with each other. You're going to have sex. When does no mean no? Because now Crystal said she didn't want to make love anymore, and then the man just disappeared. Do men walk away from a relationship because they can't have sex? I mean, let's be honest. Because when you start, let's be honest now.
I don't think that we walk away from a relationship that we can't have sex. See, this is the big thing that a lot of women always say. They say that men, we can't be committed. And that's not the case. It's not about we can't be committed. It's who we're committing to.
But
that's the thing.
So answer the sex question.
So, no, it's not so much as that we walk away from when we can't have sex, because it plays on both parts. Because, you got some men out here, we don't just look at sex, we look at other things too.
So this is what he's asking. If your girl came to you and said, okay, we're not having sex anymore, are you staying or are you out? Because you're like, man, I don't know if I could do that. Are you going to cheat on her?
Then asking that question, that's just like if your man came to you and said he's not having sex with you no more.
I'm cool with
then
it.
What do you do?
I don't think many women would have a problem with that.
Let's be real now.
No. Marcus, talk to me, man. What do you got to say about that?
I think a man knows the answer to that question before y'all even have sex. And my issue, tying that into my last response would be that a woman takes that response in that case, like, okay, I said we're not having sex anymore, and he left, and they'll go run and say, the next time I get in a relationship, because of my last one, I'm not having sex, and it's not that way. A guy knows when he first lays eye on you, if he's willing to do that. If I'm willing to wait, I know that when I first see you. But if I'm not, I know that. And then all these little nuances that happen in between, the circumstances that make you think, okay, it was because I said this that we're not together, that's false.
There's no nuance that's all in between. This is what the deal is. I didn't say just because I decided to stop having sex with him, that did not play into my current relationship or my next relationship. This is the decision I made for me. It had nothing to do with you, with the guy. So if I say to you, say we're dating, and I say to you, hey, I'm really feeling you or whatever, but we can't cross this line. How long are you going to stay with me if I tell you that we cannot cross this line?
Okay, now, Marcus, you got 30 seconds, and we're gonna run to the next.
All right, to me, that comes back to like how a person process information. Now, if that woman comes and tells me that, and there's no merit, she just like, okay, it's Tuesday, I don't know what's going on in my life, and I think it's because of sex, I'm gone. But if she has some real merit, something she really believes in, I can deal. But some people jump off on them tangents with no basis to it whatsoever.
You mean like a 90-day rule or something like that?
Okay, well, let me just, before you even intersect with another
I want to let Tracy have one thing she's going to say. You guys, go ahead, baby. And Tracy got something from one of our Facebook guests, so I want that to come out.
I'm sorry, because the comments are coming in too fast for me to even post them all. So I'm just going to say the one that didn't get posted. And it was basically about the sex question. This person said, in my past, I didn't sleep with the people I dated, and I didn't date the people I slept with. It worked for me.
I get that. I do. I get that.
Yeah, and somehow I'm like lost with that one.
No, I'll explain that to you later.
Okay, yeah.
But this going to lead to how I believe Crystal is thinking, and a lot of other people should too. This question is, how important is it to know about the person's religious background? Now, Crystal's a saved young sister, and if she gave herself back over to the Lord, and if she's dating someone unequally yoked who really don't get that, then of course they're not going to understand why she's abstinent or saying I'm celibate now. So I'm going to go to Jamie, because I know how you feel about it, Chris. I'm going to you, Jamie. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so to me, it is not that important for the simple fact that if you respect my beliefs and how I feel and how I think, I'll respect yours. So as long as it's not anything that's like super out of the ordinary, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to tell you how to think or what you should believe. So if you're not religious, as long as you respect the fact that I'm religious and I go to church and I believe in God, then that's fine, because how you were raised or how you think is how you raised and how you think, and who am I to tell you otherwise?
Okay, before I go to Marcus, I'm going to let you know for future references, when you're thinking about getting married, that ain't going to work. Seriously, you need to be equally
I
yoked.
know.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that because you got a long way to go. Now, go ahead, Marcus.
No, go ahead. You go first.
I'll make sure I'm clear. Give me the question one more time so I can make sure I'm responding directly to what.
How important is it to know about the person's religious background?
That's what I thought you said. I think it's still, to me, it comes back to how that person processes information. Like, again, Crystal, how you feel, I know how I feel about what you feel about before it even comes out of your mouth. Now, how I feel about you is going to determine that, but I'm okay dealing with the woman that does that. A lot of it my religious background has a lot to do with how I process information. To me, somebody that doesn't have a religious background is like having a conversation with somebody and 2 + 2 = 5 to them, but it equals 4 to me.
Right.
But let me say this for you real quick. I want to say this. Do you know, let's be honest, men will date a woman if she's fine, if she's not religious. Women, on the other hand, if you ain't got that religion, I don't care how fine you are, they're not going to want to deal with you in some cases. But even the women sometimes, like,
70% of the
he
chance,
looks good, I'll change him to know Christ.
Yeah, we think
and
we'll
so
change
we
him.
always think that way. So go ahead, what you going to say.
To that point, in that same scenario, Rick, I think you could have a man that's like, this is good to me right now, so I'm okay if she thinks we're dating, and I'll go through all the emotions, all the Hulus. But if I get to a point where I got to make a decision, I'll let her know. But I think most men know. Even if she fine, I'm not going there with her if it gets
Marcus,
to that
let
point.
me say this, because this is a real show now, real show. Minister, but I'm a real show. You having sex with that woman, do you really care that she don't know Jesus yet? Especially if you're enjoying the sexual relationship that you're having.
If we keeping it completely 100?
Yeah, that's 100
we
now.
keeping it completely
100, yeah.
Like, I agree with a lot of things that you're saying, but they got nothing to do with the Bible for me. It has nothing to do with the Bible for me that, like, I'm not jumping in the bed with every woman I deal with. For me, it got a lot to do with the fact that, like, it's hard enough to deal with one, let alone one that I don't want to be with, let alone more than one at one time.
Yeah.
So I feel what you're saying, but it probably doesn't come from the same reference point.
Come on, Mario, talk to me. I'm going to let my baby get her question in.
I think that when it comes to the religion, for one, you got to look at it this way. For one, we can't. The religion of things shouldn't really matter, because if you got somebody that if you grew up Baptist and that person grew up Catholic, then it shouldn't even matter about the person's religion, because for one, that's one of the things that people make the mistake as trying to change somebody. You can't change somebody about what their backgrounds or what their things are. That's the problem. That we're not going to find nobody that like all 12 things that we like. That's the part that makes relationships and things great, is learning new things about a person. So you have to be able to learn to accept things about that person like you want that person to accept things about you.
Can I just say one thing real quick? For me, it's about you having a relationship. Like, I've met people that are churchy, that pretend all day long that they are X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
That's religion. I don't need that. I need somebody that has a relationship with Christ.
I like that.
Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's going to help you deal with me. And that's the only thing that's going to help me deal with you, because I'm crazy. I know I'm crazy. I know that I have my moments where you're going to want to strangle me. If you don't know Christ, you're going to strangle me, guaranteed. So it's about you having a relationship, because you'll know how to love me. You'll know how to be kind. You'll know how to be thoughtful. You'll know how to forgive. You'll know all that in having a relationship with him first.
I think that you got people who do have relationships with Christ and still out of order.
So I'm going to stop you. Go. Hold on. We got to do a part 2 of this for sure. But, baby, go on to your question here.
Is dating someone with children a problem?
Is dating someone with children? Men, talk to me quickly.
You go.
I got 2 children by 2 different women. My children are older, so they're 13 and 10. So I done went from, like, this is new to everybody to, like, okay, everybody's used to it. Right now, how can you not? It's hard to find somebody that doesn't have kids. Okay, but that's something you got to be prepared for. In today's age, the same way we're talking about social media and the way things in society is, you got to be prepared for, like, not only meeting somebody, but their family, then the baby mama's family, then knowing all that. That's right on the list.
Go ahead, because I want to get this one
It's
last
a problem if you make it a problem.
Hey, man, that's all you got to say,
No,
man?
if you-
I'm like, wow.
It's a problem.
Go ahead. Jamie.
It's not a problem to me. If you have children, like he said, it's a problem if you make it a problem. If you have children, that's fine with me as long as you're not asking me to take on the role of their mother. Like, it's fine that you got a kid, introduce me to your child, that's fine. As long as your ex isn't crazy and stalking my phone, we're good. I like children.
It's not my preference, but I can work with it. It's not a problem, but it's not my preference.
Hey,
I agree with
I like that. Now, I'm going to tell you
that.
something. It's nice that we're being honest about all this, and I want us to be honest about this last question I'm going to throw up there. We're talking about relationships, singles, is it a match or a mistake? Let's talk real quickly about the no means no. Men, can you talk to me a little bit about understanding for a man, when a woman says no, what does that mean? Mario, I'm going to start with you.
If a person says no, then that means no.
So that means absolutely no. That doesn't mean go any further or anything like that. So we've got to understand what it means when a woman whose body that she is sharing with you, when she says no at any point, means no.
Well, yeah, I'm the type of person that if a person tells me no, I'm done. I'm not going to try to force myself or anything. If you say no, that's cool then.
Okay, Marcus.
Don't hit me, man. But I got to piggyback that. I honestly do not take rejection well. So, if I get to a point, I won't even proceed unless I'm sure that I'm going to get the reaction that I want. And similar to Mario, I know my worth, so I'm not going to chase something because I know what I bring to the table. I'm a black king, so I know what I bring to the table. So I can't see myself needing more than one no.
Okay. And so what I want to talk to, and I'm going to go to the women, about men forcing themselves on a woman. We've had to understand that when a woman is providing, it is a honor and a privilege that someone allows you to have sex, to have intercourse. You're supposed to be married, y'all, but you all know you ain't doing this. When that woman allows you to do that and she says no, at any time, we need to respect her and honor her, that the fact that she has made the decision to say no.
My natural response to that is that the question may be a little bit outdated. I haven't experienced that. Most people I know are like Mario, like myself, where it's the other side of the table where, like, you got to tell a woman, no, because she'll figure something in her mind where, like, we're going, and that's not what time it is.
Wow, that's a different time of my life. Go ahead, Jamie.
No should mean no, but no does not always mean no. How you guys are saying you're not going to chase her, sometimes a girl will say no and still want the chase. Sometimes a girl will say no and still giggle and laugh and hit you because she want to see how far you would go. But then that becomes the problem sometimes. Sometimes you have to say no and mean no. You can't say no and then keep on, ha-ha, hee-hee, let me still be all over you.
You're running the game on that. So you need to be definitive no. Because don't play with men.
Okay, Crystal, talk to me, because that's what I wanted to go to that, too.
And we're saying no means no in a sexual context, correct?
Right.
No absolutely does mean no. I shouldn't have to say anything outside of that. If I say if things are getting hot and heavy and he tells me no, we can't do this, me as a woman has to stop. Like, I can agree with what Marcus said. Women are very aggressive. Women can go there with them, and men rarely say no. But when they do, we as women, we have to take that as he means no. And for women, I can only speak as being a woman, when we say no, 10 times out of 10, it means no. It means stop.
Well, can I say my last spill on that? No mean no. This is for the listeners out there. Women, stop playing with these men, because it's just crazy out here. If you want to get busy with them, that's between you, that man, and God. But if you really mean from your heart, if you want him to respect you, show respect for yourself. Say no and mean it. Because a woman would, if a man says no, a woman back down quickly. And like I said, it's misconceptions being misread. No means no. That's me wrapping that up on my end. What you got to say?
Hey, I just want to say a match or a mistake. It's a match when your communication is equally yoked. It's a mistake when you have miscommunication. This is the Let's Stay Together show. We've talked about singles. We hope you come back next week, Tuesday at 8 o'clock. See you soon.